Teach your daughters that if he confuses her more than he comforts her, he doesn't deserve her. I had a daughter. I essentially had two daughters, but that's a long story to go into if you're not familiar with me personally. But no, I have a daughter that Deej and I raised from a zygote and four sons. And so I get it. I get the parents' push to try to prepare their daughters like this when it comes to choosing a man. I would say a husband, okay? But look, there's two sides to every coin. And this there's another side to this, folks. I don't think anywhere in society right now, when I look around at the culture, I don't think that there is a need for you to teach your daughters that someone doesn't deserve her anymore. It's all over the culture. It's all over the culture. The praising, the pedestalizing of girls and women. It is. The boss babes and the mama bears and all of the cosmetics, hair and makeup, all that kind of stuff. You don't need a man. You can get your own education. You can get your own job. You can buy your own stuff and blah 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 blah. No fault divorce. You ain't got to put up with that girl. You can get rid of him. And then women end up wrecking their own home because they're confused. Because he's not comforting her. Now, I've been married 34 plus years now. I've been with Deidre Snyder for 36 plus years. Oh, yeah, I do what I can to comfort her. But you know what? It's not my job to keep her comfortable. It's not. I prefer for her to be comfortable because I care about her. But my quality as a man, my quality as a husband and a father is not measured on a scale of how comfortable Deidre Snyder is. Deidre Snyder in the relationship does not revolve around Deidre Snyder. It doesn't revolve around me either, for that matter. However, I am the leader of the family, and I'm the leader of this marriage. So what does your marriage revolve around, Dane? Our marriage, Deidre and I, we revolve around our marriage. It ain't about me. It ain't all about her. It's about the marriage. And then as a couple, marriage revolves around Christ and him crucified, our only hope of glory. Okay? But it definitely does not revolve around Deidre Snyder being happy. Had a realtor friend of mine a few years ago, young lady, in her 30s, say something about, how she tried to challenge me. He said, "Oh, dang, that you do anything you could to keep Miss Deidre happy." Nope. Her happiness is not anywhere close to my list of priorities. I prefer for her to be happy, but nope, no. My priority list has to do with her being healthy, with her being safe, with her being contented, if I can. That's impossible, though, I think, to have a woman be contented. But no. I got to keep her comfortable. Yeah. He doesn't deserve you. And another thing that you might want to put in there teaching your daughters, as far as if he confuses you, is to help her understand and embrace the idea that she might be confused simply because she needs to learn some stuff. See, that's one of the best things you can teach your daughter, is how to submit to the leadership of a man. Yeah, that's shocking, isn't it? Well, that's going to scare a lot of women. Oh, no, a lot of these men out here are losers. Well, teach them to choose a better. But matter of fact, you be involved. You be involved in the choice. See, it kills me. A lot of these women say, a lot of these parents say, oh, well, they got to make their own mistakes. You can't protect from everything. We just along for the ride. We just trust the Lord, and then their daughters run out there and hook up with some loser. Don't even get married nowadays. And then we'll turn around and say there ain't no good men out there. Your daughter is walking past countless good men out there. They're just not the good men your daughter wants. Because your daughter wants to be comfortable because you taught her that that's the measure of a good man, how comfortable he makes her. How much he's willing to aspire to deserve her. I mean, hey, Deej and I, we like cornflakes and milk, peanut butter and jelly. I mean, we are tight in a relationship. But this idea that woman is some kind of a trophy, and she sits back and see, here's the unfortunate thing that's happening in today's culture, is we're teaching these little girls that they are the cat's meow, that the sun rises and sets on their little butthole. Yeah, that's what we're teaching them. And that's all well and good for most of them, not all of them, because there's some of them that, they got to start off humble. They got to have a fire sale young. But that's cool. They think, well, man, this one don't deserve me, that one don't deserve me. And then as their 20s wane on, see, the value goes down, down, down. And then they find themselves knocking on 30's door. 31, 32, 33. They ain't got no man. They either don't have any children, or they got 2 or 3 children, about 4, 5, 6 different men. And they're looking around, and now they wanting to find that guy who really deserves them now. They didn't give themselves to 12, 18, 24, whatever, different guys that deserved them because he made her comfortable. He didn't confuse her. I get it. And then we end up with we got this epidemic of baby mamas. We're walking around waiting for a fella to keep her comfortable. Yep. So yeah, go ahead and teach your daughters that if he confuses you more than he comforts you, he don't deserve you. Go ahead and teach them that. But while you're teaching them that, teach them that their comfort is not the center of a marriage. That ain't. Their comfort ain't. Their happiness ain't. Their experiences, their feelings aren't. And also you need to teach her that if she's confused, it's possible that she's confused just because she don't know enough. It's completely possible that she don't know as much about being an adult and as much about living in a relationship as you've led her to believe she does. Because a lot of these young ladies, and I think it's just, it's just inherent to the ovaries. They have this assumption in their head that somehow or another God just blessed them with all of the knowledge and wisdom of how relationships ought to be run. And so they hold those kind of standards like this right here, and then they end up the danger zone in their late 20s and against the wall, come about 31, 32, and then by the time they're about 33, 34, they're out there in no man's land. I'm just trying to help you. Don't kill me. I'm just trying to help you. I love you, right? And if you love someone, according to the Bible, if you love someone, you'll tell them the truth about what's best for them, what you believe to be in their best interest. You will tell it to them, or do whatever you think is in their best interest for them at the risk of losing something. So I might lose your friendship. I may have never had your friendship, so I might lose the possibility of ever being friends with you. And that's fine. I'm willing to risk that if I have a chance of getting through to you that this advice right here is one of the biggest problems with the culture today, with society today, with people trying to come together and form families. I'm talking about intact families, mom, dad, and all the kids living in a house together, kind of like me and Dee did. All of us together. This no-fault divorce is killing them because that girl, she can wake up on a Monday morning and she can just decide, well, he's just not keeping me comfortable enough. And then she can pack her bags, or she'll pack his bags, show him to the door, wreck her own family because mom and daddy raised her up, taught her 100% that she needs to keep track of how confused she is compared to how comfortable she is. And if that ratio is off, girl, get you another one. I know. I'm just saying, I'm dang.